Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading will be for Donald John Trump's Monday, September 28th. So the forces in motion, his challenges, what he's really feeling, what he's really doing, his karma, his future, and the outcome for the day. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here with the Lenormand. So, forces in motion, challenges, real feelings, actions, karma, future, and the outcome. All right, so let me set these aside. Okay, so for his the forces that are in motion for his day, we have the Two of Cups reversed. And his challenge is the Queen of Cups. Interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and get them laid out and then we'll dive in. So real feelings is the Two of Pentacles reversed. Actions, Page of Cups reversed. His karma. We have the Knight of Cups. Interesting. Okay. His future is Seven of Wands, and his outcome is the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is just for the day. But, you know, of course, with the Karma card, that's been accruing, and it's, you know, an overlay. And then you guys remember with this spread that these two cards at the bottom are the most important. So, what's going on as far as the forces that are in motion in his life, and we could say probably, you know, the past, is he's losing partnership. He's having, you know, an imbalance. You know, all the twos are very much about keeping a balance. And they're ruled by the High Priestess, so she's always about, you know, checking in with your intuition and checking in with your higher self. Well, he does none of that. And, you know, he screws everyone over that he's in relationship with. He's the biggest betrayer I've ever witnessed, honestly. So that's what's going on. There's a betrayal in relationships. This sometimes is a breakup. It's definitely always, you know, lack of harmony in relationships, but sometimes a breakup. So that's interesting. So who's the breakup with? Who's challenging him? Well, with the Queen of Cups, she's all about emotional integrity. She's all about children and family and honoring all that is sacred. She's all about emotional security and, you know, safety, right? Because when you're a healthy mom, you got to let your kids be vulnerable and, you know, show where they're feeling vulnerable. You've got to let them cry. You've got to let them get angry. You've got to let them have their real feelings. And she can hold all that. That's why her cup, her, you know, container here is so big. And it might be why there's a lid on it, because, you know, she doesn't really go into emotional reaction when, you know, when she's really healthy. Now in the reverse position, it could be completely the opposite, as in a lot of, you know, insecurity and emotional, you know, codependency kind of things. But straight up, we're talking emotional integrity. So everyone that wants a happy, safe family, everyone that wants their children to grow up and be healthy, Everyone who is aligned with all the, the love in the universe, which is the reality, that's the real truth. Not that everybody creates that in their lives, and, we can witness that. He definitely doesn't create that. But for all intents and purposes, what is challenging him is the happy family, motherhood. This can very well have to do with his trying to push through Amy Coney Barrett. Now, I'm reading this on Saturday, so whatever happens between now and then, this card may very well speaking to that. Because I always have to be a couple days ahead because my internet is a little bit undependable. So, that's what I think this has to do. I think this has to do with Roe v. Wade. I think it has to do with a woman's choice. She's a queen, which means, she has control over her body, her life, her motherhood, or whether or not she, can be a mother safely, whether or not she can raise a happy family at this point in her life when she happens to get pregnant, or imagine if she's raped, something like that. It's like we're in that realm of the emotional integrity of a woman who, you have to remember, the women on the planet and in relationships, we're by nature the receivers, just because that's how we're wired. So how are we going to receive all that is, in relationship if we're not safe? And that's the biggest part of being a healthy woman is to know when you're not safe and get out of those types of relationships. And then not to, go down that road again. But those of us who have had abusive, parents that beat us or put us down, or who were narcissistic, or, any lack of love in your childhood is going to create partnership that will mirror that wounding that needs to be healed. So that's what's on the table, this, top-down authority. He's losing people because of that. He's losing partnerships. He's losing maybe even part of his base because of this. Because Roe v. Wade is in danger with someone like her in the Supreme Court. So that's what I'm seeing as the big force here. Now, yeah, because he's supposed to. That's right. Today's Saturday. He's been saying that there's a big surprise. It's by 5 o'clock Saturday, and I think he's probably going to announce that today's that day. That's what he's doing. He's going to try and he's going to pop in what's her face, Amy Coney Barrett, I think. Okay, but what he's really feeling, like he really can't hold it together. He's completely disorganized. His finances are upside down. Cy Vance Jr. is on his tail with the, his getting his tax returns. It's gone through the appellate court like I think 3 times, and I think this is it. So maybe we'll get to see his tax returns before the election. Wouldn't that be nice? We do have time. It could come out any day. So he's worried about that. He's worried about all of us seeing, the king. This is the jester that dances for the king, and the red hat for Russia. There's probably loan documents in his, well, you wouldn't have the whole loan document, but you would have, you'd have that, what is it, hold on, I have notes on that, 2 billion? Hold on. Yeah. Deutsche Bank was the only bank willing to work with Trump after his many bankruptcies. It lent Trump or his company more than $2 billion in the last 20 years. So that's what he's got hanging over him. I mean, look, overseas money, Russia, money. Got to juggle, and always juggling those finances. Well, he never did very well with that, having 6 bankruptcies. So he's feeling that. What he's doing about it, and what he's doing about this, what he's doing about all the important things in his life, he's got a creative block going on, and the Page of Cups reversed is very immature, emotionally immature. So he's coming from probably his 13-year-old wounding where he got sent off to military camp and, because his mother couldn't handle him anymore. And I'm sure he has wounding that's coming through, and he rebels. Yeah, so those are his actions. So he will be acting like a 13-year-old. And, we have to remember when he got elected, he had Saturn on his south node and the moon, where he has the moon on his south node. So he came in this lifetime with, having a very public, a public persona, being seen in the public. It can be, being famous. But Saturn, when it transits over your moon, you're supposed to be doing your deep emotional work and you're supposed to be maturing. He didn't do that. He ran for president instead. And then Saturn is, what cemented him there, but then also karmically put him on the world stage so that he could be seen and humiliated, because he needs to be humiliated in order to heal, apparently. Doesn't have to be that way. Some people have to hit rock bottom in order to heal. So he's probably going to have to lose everything and be humiliated. And then maybe he'll run away to another country and find out what real dictators are like. One of my wonderful viewers left me a comment saying that remember how MBS locked all his family, all his relatives, in the palace and wouldn't let them out until they signed over all their money and assets to him. So that's what they do in Saudi Arabia, Mr. Trump. His karma is in the codependent relationship offers that he takes. His karma is with him acting like he's the knight in shining armor that he's going to, rescue his base from. He's got to rescue them from Joe Biden, and the Democrats are going to take away your guns. It's all lies. All these lies to seduce you and going in the wrong direction. But, they're afraid. And his Mr. Law and Order, all that's in there too. So he can be charming. The Knight of Cups is a charming guy, but do you really want what he's offering is the question. Is he really rescuing you? And first off, if you're in a position where you need to be rescued, you got to be careful about the ones that come in to rescue you, because they may have an ulterior motive. So he has karma with these types of people. So if anybody that rescues him, like if it is MBS or if it is Erdogan in Turkey, he will have, he already does. He has karma with dictators already. Putin, he's got, there's karma there. Because, when you're in bed with these types of people, these types of partnerships, they do not honor what is sacred, and they do not care. They do not really care. Queen of Cups is all about truly caring. These types of people do not. His future with the Seven of Wands is he is going to have to defend his space himself. He is going to have to fight to stay at the top. I don't think that's going to go very well for him. It's a big challenge, and he's not doing well with persevering. The cards down here at the bottom have been revealing that he's stagnant and he's stuck, and he's actually even kind of bored, if you could imagine that. Man. So then the outcome with the Eight of Swords reversed, there could be some type of a release. Some type of a release of a restriction. So let's go ahead and layer the Lenormand to see if we can get more information on that. Okay, so yeah, the rose is here. This is like his, and this goes with this seductive, alluring type of relationships. That's what's in motion there. And with the, you know, merriment card, of course it has to do with people with money. Maybe he's getting paid. Maybe he's getting paid something. Or some type of, you know, compensation for bringing in Amy Coney Barrett, maybe? Maybe his challenge is he's not going to get to celebrate bringing her in. Interesting. Okay, and then so his real feelings, yeah, he definitely wants to bond with somebody because, of course, you got to remember he's the codependent guy. All that's right there. And then what he's acting, his actions are, he's very selfish. He doesn't care about anybody else. Selfish, self-centered. So it's for him. I don't think he even really deeply cares about his kids. Hopefully he'll feel guilty someday. His karma is loss, is thievery, is the coronavirus. Oh, this is a watery card. And see, we normally don't get cups for him, do we? You can look back at all the readings. I hardly ever get any cups. Now we have unhealthy emotional reactivity and partnership loss. And the cups I'm kind of feeling are all connected to the coronavirus here because of all this loss, all this death. This is toxic. Okay, and then his future, ooh, we get the coffin. He's not going to be able to stand up for himself because of all the deaths. We are up to 205,000 dead. We have lost 1,000 souls a day this last 5 days. That's awful. And then the outcome for him, it's very cloudy and dark. The light goes towards the death, and he's moving towards the dark side, the shadow. The clouds is one of the most dark cards in the Lenormand when it comes to people. But his future, it can say that the outcome is uncertain for him. And he's having to hang loose in that place of not knowing, you know, not knowing. If you guys know, I have so many tarot readers out there, and I love you all. And especially Swansea Slice of Tarot, everyone should be watching her. And Scott Allen's Spiritual Essence, his channel's awesome too. She has some really cool meanings she calls them the creepy meanings out of the little white book that comes with this deck. I didn't keep it, so I don't know about it. But often I'll go check Mary Greer's book after, and it's so beautiful the way tarot will just keep teaching you, because it's always, you have to get the meaning from the context of the question. And it's because this is just a daily general read. This is kind of general, and it's usually hindsight. I'll often get more guidance later on what the day was really about, you know, as we see history unfold for him. So this will be interesting to see what this, because I'm not really feeling like this is a release of a restriction. I wonder, like, what could he be released from at this point? You guys are going to have to help me with this because I'm at a loss. Well, here, I can ask a little bit more. Let's use this little deck. Let's get some more. See if I can get something more, because this is uncertain. This isn't clear. And it might be that it's unclear now. I mean, that's the thing. Things are always up in the air because it's not over till it's over. And you know, we're talking about soul healing here. We're talking about a lot of balls in the air, and he has his free will. I mean, his brain seems to operate like some kind of a reptile, but he does have his free will. Okay, I want more on this. Eight of Swords reversed. What does that mean for his outcome? Whether it's just for Monday or it's an outcome in the future, that's fine too. Just the truth about that Eight of Swords reversed. Interesting. Okay, so the letter has to do with documents. It could be votes. But the coffin card, again. And when I was shuffling this way, I saw it flip over, and I put it back in because, you know, I know that if I'm supposed to draw it again, I will, and I did. So what is this? An ending to an end of some type of documents. Okay, so what? What about? About gifts and loans that he's received? It very well may be. Here, you know what? I can clean up that mess later. It may very well be, let's do this, because this is what this is all about. Okay. So it may very well be that there are some legal documents or documents that come out that ends him because of the gifts that he has taken in from other entities. It could even be other outside governments. It could also be that gifts that has gone into his coffers. Could be that he's getting buried by gifts that have come into his coffers. This could be like Trump Towers, Trump Organization, because it's a big, you know, it's worldwide. It's a big organization. And that could come out. Maybe more money or something could end him based on information, documents that come out about money that he's been taking in. That's interesting. Let me see if I can get a couple more pieces of information about that. If that's what it's about. What is it about? What are these documents about in that coffin card? Is it something going to bury him? What is the actual outcome for him? Okay, so the birds, bear, clover, child, and lilies. Well, tapes, recorded tapes. What's his name? Bob Woodward's tapes. Bob Woodward's tapes that he wanted to hide the coronavirus, of course. There's more about that. So there could be that he somehow he financially has benefited from the people dying. It's been out recently that, you know, it was what's her name? Andrea? I forget. It starts with an A. Their last name's like Troy. She was on Rachel Maddow last night and spoke to the place where she was appalled how Trump spoke of, well, at least now he doesn't have to, the coronavirus is okay for him because at least now he doesn't have to shake hands with all the disgusting people at his rallies. That's what he said. Wow. So, yeah, so there's like opportunist type of, or there's two things that come out where he was really childish in something that he said, and he spoke from his dementia, from his Alzheimer's. It's like that impulse control disorder where he can't keep his mouth shut, and he always says the wrong thing at the perfect time for us. You know, more and more comes out. Yeah, but so I think it has to do with finances. And something that was said, that's recorded, that's documented. And that has to do with his, well, it affects us on the government level, of course, but it could sink him in his very immature place. That definitely goes with the tarot cards that we had up there with the Page of Cups reversed and the Knight of Cups as his karma. So, yeah, okay. I'm not getting anything else. You guys, if you get something, please let me know. Drop it in the comments. You're very wise, and I love hearing from you. Okay, take good care. Bye.